Oh my, have you seen this? Have you seen what Mark did on SmackDown? Of course people are going to blame me, but I'm not responsible for Mark, he's not my son. You don't even know what I'm talking about, right? So if you haven't seen SmackDown, basically, Mark invaded Miz's house. So, I don't know, just take a look at this. Marry me, Maurice. I have a lot of wrestling action figures. NXT, NXT, NXT. That's very inappropriate, Mark. It's not gonna work. Oh, welcome back to the channel.
And Ziggler with a Superman.
Welcome to another episode of Greatness of SmackDown. Not a very good episode, but I feel like the only big highlight was whatever happened between Bray Wyatt and The Miz. The pay-per-view doesn't really look that good. I'm gonna talk about that later today. I'm gonna upload my predictions video. But we got this dog food segment last week. Unpopular opinion, I absolutely loved it. This week, this whole rivalry just sucked. It really did. But let's start from the beginning of the show. The show kicks off with Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler. They start joking about the smell that's making them sick. They're not sure if that's the fans or the dog food. Corbin is talking about the incredible 2019 he's had. I mean, he defeated Kurt Angle, he won the King of the Ring tournament, and now he's going to beat Roman Reigns at TLC. Corbin says he's seen the nonsense about Reigns coming unchained to SmackDown tonight. Fans started chanting "You look stupid" at Corbin, and Corbin basically says that anyone who gets in the way of Corbin and Ziggler will be forced to bow down. Big E and Kofi Kingston interrupt, and of course Corbin made fun of the fact that Kofi Kingston lost his championship in 7 seconds. Kofi Kingston said it was actually 8. That's how much Kofi Kingston cares about losing the WWE championship. No, I actually lost the championship in 8 seconds. That's not a problem at all. Do I even think about coming back for the championship? Nah. I don't care. Anyway, he basically said that, well, I was a champion, I defended the championship for 6 months, I even defeated Dolph Ziggler, and the whole point was that he had a better year than Baron Corbin, he won the championship at WrestleMania. So basically this whole thing built a match between Kofi Kingston and Baron Corbin in the main event. And I was very excited. Do I look excited? Do I look excited at all? Let me know in the comments below. Does this look like excitement? This looks like a big forehead. This does not look like excitement. Who cares? We're getting a boring match between Baron Corbin and Roman Reigns at TLC. Kofi Kingston is in a tag team match. These are not connected in any shape or form. This felt like a filler moment, match, whatever it was. Anyway, Corbin and Ziggler get to the locker room and they see a guy who looks like Michael Hayes basically put through the table. I don't mind it, but this is absolutely ridiculous. It happened later in the show as well, and it's like, who could possibly do that? We didn't offend anyone, we didn't put a certain food on a certain WWE superstar. Who could it be? What is happening right here? I mean, they cannot be that stupid, right? It's obviously Roman Reigns. And they didn't even have the idea in their mind that it could be Roman Reigns at all. They didn't care. We got Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Before the match, we got an interview with Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. Basically why Alexa Bliss returned to save Nikki Cross. But they got attacked from behind by Rose and Deville. So that was actually pretty cool. They got back to the ring. And then we got an official match. So that was different. I guess it was kind of cool. Now the only issue I have is the match was very short. Not that I don't appreciate that, but you see, Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose look kind of legit, like they get so much TV time lately, but they always lose very quickly, and that happened right here as well. So they lost the match, and that was basically it. So what's the point? Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross always looked kind of strong. Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose need that. The only good thing, the only important, entertaining thing they did was at Elimination Chamber during the tag team matches. I don't remember what exactly it was, but I remember them being very entertaining in that match. Sami Zayn is walking backstage and he comes up to Heavy Machinery and they have a Christmas present, and it was a huge Christmas ham. Sami says it's the worst gift he's ever received. He's a vegan, and he basically went on a rant and he offended, Tucker and Otis, and basically we got Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro, and Sami Zayn set up a tag team match. Cesaro picked up the ham, smashed it. I hated it. How dare you, Cesaro? How dare you? Are you a little bit of idiota? What are you doing? How could you smash this precious ham? So another tag team match got confirmed. WWE really do love their tag team matches. Then we got Mustafa Ali and Chad Gable, who apparently are a tag team. Excuse me, people, Shorty G versus The Revival, and surprisingly a very good match. Possibly, well, the match of the night, of course. This even got a "this is awesome" chant, so I always appreciate that one. The ending was absolutely phenomenal as well, and The Revival ended up winning the match, of course, because they are going to face the New Day for the Tag Team Championships. My question is why. I love them as a tag team. I do believe they're very talented, and most of their matches are very good. I'm talking about Revival, but if we are getting another New Day vs. Revival match, I'm not gonna be excited, and that's exactly what we are getting. Couldn't you give us the New Day vs. Ali and Shady, Shorty, whatever, Shorty G? Couldn't you give us that? Something different. This pay-per-view doesn't look that exciting anyway, so I feel like this is a match we would rather see. Then we got Kayla talking to Bayley, and she basically talked about Lacey Evans. Elias interrupted with a guitar. Of course, Bayley got angry, and dude, I love Babyface Elias. This man is absolutely amazing. People are behind him again, and this was non-PG. I appreciate that. Like, some people would find this offensive in 2019. I absolutely loved it. He basically called her ugly. Like, seriously. Let me try to say this without getting the yellow dollar sign. Elias said that basically Santa offered him a 3 some will that get monetized? I'm not quite sure, with Bayley and Sasha Banks, and he basically said no thank you. It was obviously a song, very entertaining. Like I've said before, Babyface Elias is the best. And of course, this basically built Dana Brooke versus Bayley. We got the match. For some reason, all of a sudden Dana Brooke is relevant because she's, you know, with Batista. Yeah, that was a cool moment, pretty short. So, Bayley won the match, and that was basically it. Sheamus is back! Yay! Can we see something different right now? We've seen that for like the past 3 or 4 weeks. I would appreciate something different right now. I get it. Sheamus is back, and SmackDown is weak. I get it. I'm fine. Do something else. And then, of course, we got this unbelievable Miz segment. So, they were in Miz's house, and they talked about Daniel Bryan. You know, he doesn't like Daniel Bryan, but because he's a father, he changed, you know, and he cares. Like, he wants Daniel Bryan to be safe, and he still doesn't know what happened to Bryan. The last time he saw him was, well, when the Fiend pulled his hair and whatever. Anyway, you get the point. Maurice started yelling Mike because something happened. She has their baby monitor on the iPad with the camera on Monroe Sky's crib. Wyatt appears on the screen and laughs, wanting to be let in. It cuts back to Monroe in the crib. They basically rush into the room, but Wyatt isn't there. The little girl seems actually scared. She basically pointed at the doll, and I was like, dude, she's a great actor. This is definitely Mrs. daughter. We see this creepy looking doll. That was great. She's painted to look like the Fiend, and Miz basically tells the camera crew that we're done here, get out of here. Wow, what a segment. Now, this is an unpopular opinion. Whatever we're getting right now with The Fiend is better than what we got with The Fiend and Daniel Bryan. Of course, Daniel Bryan is still connected to this storyline, but this storyline, in my opinion, got even more interesting. And finally, The Miz is entertaining again. For like a couple of years, he was basically just a TV host.
I love these legends. Let's talk with Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair. Whoa.
And now he's in an actual rivalry. I appreciate that. And like I've said before, I really dig it. Now, the only issue I have is that this match is not gonna be for the championship. But I'm interested what's gonna happen when Bray Wyatt is going to face The Miz as Bray Wyatt and not The Fiend. Is he going to be weak? Or, well, we're gonna talk about that in our predictions video. I have a couple of ideas in my mind. Not very believable, but something that could happen. Then Bray Wyatt appears on the big screen for a new episode of Firefly Funhouse. He just wanted to be nice. Wyatt knows how much The Miz loves his family. Wyatt learned a while ago that no one likes snitches, and snitches get stitches. He says Miz was so wrapped up in what happened to Bryan that he exposed himself. He thinks Bryan is still with him, but Miz is with Wyatt. Wyatt goes on and says he can teach Miz how not to love. He just has to let him in. And he basically said that Wyatt learned how not to feel pain. Goodbye, see you at TLC. This is gonna be a good one, cannot wait to see what's gonna happen. The match itself may not be the best, but I feel like we're gonna get something special. We got Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Otis and Tucker, but of course Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura ended up winning because we got a Kinshasa, so that was pretty nice, but definitely, you know, unimportant. I didn't care. Wasn't necessary. And of course, in the main event, we got Kofi Kingston versus King Corbin. And this was way too long, in my opinion. Way too long. We got the match. Okay, Corbin versus Kofi in the main event. Why am I supposed to care? Then Ziggler interrupted, basically. We got a brawl. And Big E basically said, let's have a tag team match. We got a tag team match. Of course, we got a tag team match in the main event, and that's a tag team match in the main event in the WWE. The match ended by disqualification because we got handcuffs, we got a big brawl, we got the revival, and they basically tried to do the same thing that they did to Roman Reigns. But Roman Reigns interrupts, the crowd goes wild for Roman. Reigns meets Ziggler at the top of the ladder, Reigns chokeslams Ziggler, that was actually pretty cool. Roman dominates LOL. I did not like the ending, very basic, very generic. So the show itself wasn't really that good, but I do like what happened with The Miz and Bray Wyatt. I cannot wait to see what's gonna happen with that match. I cannot believe that people actually are not interested in that. How? This is a great rivalry, probably the best WWE rivalry at the moment. So I would give this show probably like, I don't know, 6 out of 10. I still enjoyed it. Just the main event, this whole Kofi Corbin stuff didn't excite me at all, and that was possibly the main point of the show. Why are we not getting Miz and Bray Wyatt in the main event instead? Just because it's Roman Reigns doesn't mean that it has to end and close every show. I would not be surprised if this crap is going to main event the show because it's a TLC match. Nobody cares that much. Anyway, thank you for watching. Let me know your score in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I've seen a lot of people following me lately, so get me to like 15,000 by 2020. I don't care. Just follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Who cares? Anyway, check out my other channel. The link is in the description. And as always, the great one, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.